Hey everyone, I'm Case Aiken, and this week I'm going to do a pretty literal Superman analog. In that the point of the first story featuring this character was that he was the equivalent of Superman from an alternate timeline. So let's talk about the Alpha Centurion. The Alpha Centurion first appeared during Zero Hour. You remember Zero Hour, right? That event that DC did in the 90s to try to clean up the mess of continuity that had occurred after Crisis on Infinite Earths? That event. Anyway, during Zero Hour, Superman was flung at one point to an alternate timeline where no one had any idea who he was, and the hero of Metropolis was this unfamiliar face to our eyes. The Alpha Centurion, it turned out, was a hero from Rome named Marcus Aelius, who had been taken into space by aliens and given weaponry and cybernetic upgrades. When he returned to Earth, he became the premier hero of his world, and even became Lois Lane's paramour. Being Superman's equivalent from this world, he and the Man of Steel worked together as a team until the possible destruction of his timeline threatened his loyalty. Eventually, a version of Marcus Aelius from the mainstream DC reality showed up. Sadly, due to not preceding Superman in this timeline, meant that he never gained much fame. When he first showed up, he appeared in a number of arcs, such as the Sins of the Father arc, where Superman was put on trial for the destruction of Krypton, and he got a mini that went into his history and established that the alien benefactors for him weren't really so benevolent. Which is probably a good thing, since otherwise, he basically is a Roman-themed version of a Green Lantern, or really a Lensman. Design-wise, I'm not a huge fan of his Zero Hour look, but I really dig his appearance when he showed up for real. It's a nice blend of historic and superhero, even if not all of the elements quite go together historically. Kind of like how Thor doesn't really look like what Vikings actually looked like, but look like what we think they look like, and then made into a superhero. I really love the gold chestplate and helmet, even if they're more Grecian in style than Roman. The gold accents from his armor go really well then with the purple bodysuit and the white cape. I just think it's a fantastic look. His powers are sort of a techier set, but not too far off from guys like Birdman. He's able to make energy constructs that can act as shields or as weapons, plus he has table stake powers like flight. He'd make for a solid cinematic character and would fit right in with something like Ruby. Unfortunately, I'm not really sure what the character's been up to. After all of the retcons and revisions that DC has been through, the universe is pretty packed, and the Alpha Centurion has never really made their mark. However, I would love if someone wanted to champion this character. Speaking as a classical studies major and a sci-fi nerd, the concept of Roman Centurion from space just really does my heart proud. Lastly, while I was working on this video, I was thinking about how the original premise of the character was the world's premier superhero in a world that never had Superman. And it occurred to me that the character has several similarities to the Golden Age hero, the Dart, who I discovered through comics tropes. While I have no evidence of direct inspiration, it certainly feels like the type of character that would have been conceived of in the Golden Age, and then the version that we are getting is some sort of 90s update of it. And while this is pure speculation, it's interesting to think about what a prominent superhero would look like if the medium wasn't so heavily influenced by Superman. Anyway, next time we'll be talking about a different, literal analog of Superman from a different reality. But until then, stay super, man. Hey, this is the part of the video where I thank everyone for staying to the end. I really appreciated all the support I've been getting on these videos, so thank you so much. While you're at it, do the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, spread the word. I would love more people to check these videos out. Also, if you'd like longer form content, I have a podcast that goes along with this series. It's called Men of Steel. It's at certainpov.com. Check that out. There's also a ton of other great podcasts there. And while you're there, check out a link to our Discord server. We are building a really strong community, and I would love to have you all join. Come check out sneak peeks at upcoming shows and episodes, and just interact with us directly. But until next time, have a great week.